everyone, and welcome back. We are once again doing a crossover episode because we have a very special guest tonight, and I will get there, I promise. As always, the host of JJ's Rainbow Rumble is with me, my beautiful daughter, JJ. Her very special sidekick, wearing his chucks and his tie today. We got her, the gecko with no name, which we need a name for this guy, Selena. When we see you next, you gotta help us pick a name, all right? And of course, her ESSA, Shannon LeVangie Jr., aka Shanny. All right, there she is. And myself, the Rev Dude, and host of King Me Rev's High Podcast. But let me tell you something today. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all genders, from the heights of absolute perfection, weighing in at undisputed skinny legend status, the man who redefined flashy, fabulous, and ferocious, the self-crowned baddest in every building he steps into, he is the K-tastic one, the reigning and defending Skinnyweight champion of the chaotic world, and your undisputed ruler of the K-tastic era.
And that's on period.
Armani Kayos. Woo!
Y'all ate that.
There you go.
Y'all ate that. I'm gonna give you your tens.
Yes.
Yay.
Woo! Armani, thank you for being here today. We are very excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
We are super big fans of yours.
Appreciate you guys.
And we can't wait for you to get merchandise. You gonna get some shirts soon?
I got some shirts coming, y'all. I got shirts coming.
We gotta get that gold strap picture on you, you know? We gotta get that 8x10 with the gold strap, you know? I love it.
They're all coming.
There we go. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready. Get your wallets warmed up because the merchandise from the K-tastic one is on its way.
I know mine is.
Boom. There you go. You already know you got 2 shirts sold, so we're good. Awesome. So thank you so much for being here today. We are very excited. We are very humbled. We are very honored, honestly. And quite frankly, it's like a bonus for us because not only were, at the time when you accepted the invitation, you were not the Skinnyweight champion of the chaotic world.
I was.
But since then, you have become the Skinnyweight chaotic champion of the world, right? And we may or may not have a surprise for the audience very soon. We did talk to Sydney Bacabella, and he said that if he is able to join us in the given time frame, he might jump in and say a few words. So,
okay.
So we sent it over to him, and I did write him a very wonderful introduction as well. I just find it fun, to be quite frank with you.
Well, mine's 8, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it.
There you go. For anyone who should know, at least on my podcast, every once in a while, I like to start the podcast by subverting expectations, saying or asking something that no one expects, that no one is ever thinking about, and I call it...
You did with Shannon.
I know. That's my signature move.
I know.
I like to throw you a curveball. So today, I wanted to compliment you, but also throw you a curveball.
Okay.
All right? So I'm going to start out with the best curveball I could think of. And the statement is, the question is, that you have the greatest abs in the business. So that's my statement. My question is, how did you do it, and can you teach me?
How did I do it? Honestly, going to the gym and fixing the way that I eat. You know, all the things no one wants to do, but you have to do.
There you go, guys. You heard it. Sometimes you just got to do it if you want to have the super amazing, awesome abs like Armani Kayos has. You just got to do it. So there you go. That is the curveball. Sometimes you got to subvert expectations. You got to be something different. You got to be something special.
I wasn't not expecting that.
All right. So, JJ, do you want to go into your first question?
You teamed with Paris Vandel as Higher Society. What made that partnership click, and any favorite memories or lessons from working together?
I think the biggest thing between me and Paris was when we first met each other, like we just clicked, like we just knew we were gonna be friends. Um, and like we both are like big diva stands, and like we both love women's wrestling. So like just talking about wrestling like was just easy for us. And like a lot of our like faves are like the same people. So like that's also like connection. And then as for memories, there's a lot. I think my favorite memory would probably be us coming up with our handshake. Cause like we knew we wanted to have something. And like just like doing different handshakes and feel like, oh, don't like that. To finally like being like, oh, I think we found the one. I think that resonates with me.
There you go. Sometimes those things just click, right? When I think of fun handshakes between friends, I always go back to Community. I don't know if you ever watched that show, but they got their
No.
little.
I remember I made an edit of you in Paris with the beginning. It was the song was "Style" by Taylor Swift, and the beginning of it was your handshake at one of the shows. I don't know which one.
Yeah, I love a good like higher society handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have you. I feel like the chaotic wrestling world now has a very young JJ King who doesn't mind making a few thousand edits for you. So it's never a bad plan, right? It's never a bad plan. One less thing the people at Chaotic Wrestling have to do, right? So
Yeah.
well, there you go. So my question is, so you're in ring style, high energy, full of charisma. Who were your biggest influences growing up, and how did you blend those into what fans see today?
um, so I'm gonna be honest. I really only started watching wrestling maybe 6, 7 years ago. um, so the person that got me into wrestling was Nikki Bella. But I feel like my style isn't very like Nikki Bella. I would say my style is very much kind of like Naomi. I would say me and Naomi. Like when I look towards like, oh, I kind of want to be like that. I like look towards Naomi. So I would say Armani, like me. Uh, Biggest style like comparing to would be Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi's so good. She got a lot of backlash and heat back in the day for her and Mercedes walking out on the company.
Yeah.
But I couldn't agree with her more. Like if you don't, sometimes you got to stand your ground and you got to say, hey, you know what? I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, as the old man that I am, I remember that the time where Stone Cold Steve Austin took his ball and went home, and he got buried on TV for it pretty hard. But when you finally found out the reason he got buried, I was like, he wasn't wrong. So same thing with Naomi. I want to say they just had that on the Unreal show, but yeah, I can definitely see that in the style because she has that same like similar energies.
Yeah.
We JJ and I recently actually went back, and I have this question. We actually were watching some of your early matches from Limitless Wrestling against folks like CJ Cruz, Mike Gamble. What was that experience like, and how did those indie runs shape you?
I think wrestling during COVID will be its like own special thing.
Right.
Like having to wrestle in front of like other wrestlers and like getting them to like, ooh, like that, like, getting them to react is like, I feel like that's harder than getting a crowd to react. So like it does like that did kind of like help me because like building confidence in myself. Like if I can do this with like other wrestlers, like okay, I can do this when there's like fans now. But like that whole like experience was a fun time. Like, cause
Yeah,
I
and
was like, I feel like I was just getting into wrestling, so like I was like excited to like show people what I could do.
yeah, and you had some really fun matches. We literally watched the one with CJ Cruz, and it was like kind of mind blowing just because the hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There was just the hair was there was so much going on, and then we were just like, oh, okay, so CJ Cruz just went back in time to Rad Pro, I guess, and now we got Mortar, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But there was we literally sat there and we went through like a good chunk of that series, and I was like,
oh yeah, we watched Becca's.
we watched Becca, love Doug, but we were sitting there like, did these guys just get like trapped in a building for a month and just film a whole bunch of TV? Like that's what it felt like to us. So
Yeah.
you can tell us if we're wrong, but it just seemed like you guys were like somebody had to write a bunch of TV. You guys showed up, probably had a quarantine, and then sat there for 6 weeks just wrestling your butts off. So
It happened over like periods. So, yeah.
yeah, it was so, I don't know. It was very cohesive. It was so much more of a TV show than it was a wrestling thing,
Yeah,
and I feel like
it did feel like that.
right, because there's no crowds. You got to do so much more with the wrestlers outside
To get
of
them
the
to
ring.
react to, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, because they've seen it all, and they're
They're
doing
like,
it too. So yeah, no, that Limitless stuff was definitely wild. The hair, man, I was like, what? Weird.
Yeah. He like.
Is that when I had like the two like puffs? Like, what was my hair like? It was blonde, I think.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I went through periods
Yeah.
of different
For the
hairstyles,
light. It was
blonde.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was blonde.
So you were saying that it was only been about 7 years. So what brought you into pro wrestling then, since you weren't like a lifer?
So my sister, she liked to watch a reality TV show, and at the time she was watching Total Divas, and I think I was just at home with her, and like I was like, oh, I guess I'll watch with you. It was the scene where like Summer Rae went to Natalia's house and slapped her, and was like, I just was like, oh, like I need to see what's happening here. So I kind of just typed their name into YouTube and like saw that they were wrestlers, and then I just started watching them wrestle, and I was like, wait, these twins, like I think I saw them do twin magic, and that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I think I'm a fan of this now.
That's your aha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love hearing those aha moments from people. So that's generally why I asked that similar question, because there's some people who are lifelong wrestling fans, and then one day they just watch wrestling, they're like, why am I not doing this? You know what I mean? Like, Chase had a really good story. I'm not going to tell Chase's story, but he had a really great story. Maybe I'll get him on the podcast. I'd love to have him on the podcast.
You can ask.
The worst he's going to say is no, right? But there's been so many people lately that have told me those aha moments, and it's the thing that I probably say very often, and it's so true. You can't just not say it and sound like a broken record. Is that there's no two people's journey that are the same, right?
That's true.
Oh,
That is true.
there are people who, like you, who weren't necessarily wrestling fans that got turned onto it in a completely different way, and there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
There's so many people like Bill Goldberg, right? He was a professional football player, and then basically his football career didn't really work out, and somebody's like, hey, I got this wrestling thing, you want to try it? And boom.
I feel like that's how a lot of them are like starting now. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I guess I'll go try wrestling, and then they like fall in love with it.
right. There's that whole farming system with WWEID and the WWNIL, and they're really going into the collegiate level, and they're going after football stars and track stars and who gold medalists, whoever's got a flair for the dramatic, right? So which is great, because you get those people who are a little different, and it brings it. So And we just got this news. I don't know if you saw it today, and I just got to ask, were you ever a fan of the New Day?
I was.
Yeah, so it was confirmed earlier today that Big E is officially retired, which isn't shocking because of the way he broke his neck.
Yeah. I
But
thought he already retired. Oh, well. I thought he
yeah,
was already retired.
yeah. So I guess he went on a different show or podcast, and someone said he's definitely is never coming back. So
Okay.
I guess the collective world was holding their breath, hoping he would make a return. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, because I feel like there's been so many people who are like, "Oh, I broke my neck. I'm not returning." Daniel Bryan, Nikki Bella, they all
exactly
broke their neck, and like everyone
right.
was like, "Oh, they're not coming back," and then they came
And
back.
yeah, they all came back. So he officially made sure everybody knew. So um, that's I don't know how you feel about it, but I was sad
I feel
face.
like it's always sad when like someone has to retire.
Yeah, especially so young, and the New Day were so good, and they were
Yeah.
doing their thing. And I used to torture JJ with his catchphrase with Big E's catchphrase all the time, and I'd be like, "No, I'm not gonna do
No,
it."
because now you want me. Now I
She's
want you
gonna
to do it. Okay, just do it. Just do it.
no, no, no,
Well,
because
please.
no, well, because the funny thing is I would be like sour, and then she would be like and sweet or whatever, like the
Yeah.
cat, like the what are those little stupid gummy bear thingies that everybody
I
eats.
don't know.
Sour Patch Kids, yeah.
Mm.
Because I'd be like, first they're sour, then they're sweet. So, but Day rocks. Also, I met Kofi Kingston. What a nice guy. Um, I don't know if you got the chance since he is a
No, I've
Nephilim.
never met anyone from the New Day.
Oh yeah, it's kind of wild because I went to WrestleMania, attended WrestleMania last year in Las Vegas,
Hmm.
and Kofi Kingston is, I don't want to say a vegan, maybe he's a vegetarian. And there's a very special vegan spot. I'm a vegan. Shout out to Sean. No.
I was just gonna say you must be a fan of Sean.
Yeah, Sean and I are definitely buddies. We talk about restaurants and stuff all the time. Like, did you try this thing? Did you try this thing? Yeah. Um, and I was sitting there, and three giant black SUVs rolled up with like 20 people or so, and they all got out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting for my food, and I look up, and I'm like, is that Kofi Kingston? I mean, it's literally only a mile or so from the stadium, so it's not a
Mhm.
not a shock. But yeah, he was there with his family for Easter
Oh,
brunch, basically. I didn't want to be that weird guy that walks over to him in a restaurant, so I asked my waitress if she could ask him if I could buy him a drink, like buy him a beer.
hmm.
Um, and I was sitting there just kind of like watching, but trying not to be a creeper. And she went over there, and him and his party started laughing. And I was like, "Yeah, ask the champ if I could buy the champ a beer or something." And they started laughing. So he's looking around the room, and I'm just like, "Yeah, it's me. I'm the weirdo. I'm the wrestling weirdo." He comes over, he introduces himself. I'm like, "Yeah, I know your name. Like I promise." His hand, he let me take a picture. We talked for a few minutes, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go eat," and I'm like, "Have a nice day, champ." And then it's funny because everybody else in the restaurant are like, "Well, who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't know who he was, so everybody starts coming to me like, "Hey, who's that guy over there in the corner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, so he's like a WWE superstar. He's gonna be probably a two-time Hall of Famer. He just won the belt last night in front of 80,000 people." And they're like, "What's a wrestling?" And I'm just like, "Go,
Boy.
go away, go away. I don't
I've
want to
heard
hear
this
it."
story like 10,000 times. No,
Oh.
I love it though.
All right. At least we've said it, but it's been great. It's been, I don't know. So you earned your shot for the Chaotic Wrestling Championship, outlasting all kinds of people, right? And then you had to go to Pandemonium. What was it like for you going from that time of the 25th anniversary show, working your way into Pandemonium, and winning the title?
So my time was not fun at all. Uh, I was doing a lot of tape studying, Sydney was not kidding when he said we're gonna be doing some taste studying. He really came over and like made me do some taste studying. Watched a lot of like old school wrestling that like, but yeah, he like really helped me to like believe in myself and like believe that like I could become a champion. And then I did it.
Yeah, in front of a crowd that went completely wild. Um, and maybe if you go back and listen to official videos, you may or may not hear a very very loud fan
Uh,
um, on YouTube, and not even talking about my videos. I'm talking about the actual.
Oh yeah, there was one of when Shannon won, and some fan posted it, and I looked on Shannon's story, and I saw it, and I heard me, and I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
definitely
very.
not
So
my voice.
if anybody watches videos from that time and you hear a very loud pitched squeal, it may or may not have been it was the gecko. Okay, we'll say it was the gecko.
hey,
It was
we love it all.
Right. So, and it's funny you said you brought that up because that was one of my next questions. Sydney Bacabella has been guiding you lately. What's it like having a legendary manager in your corner, and how has it helped elevate your game?
Uh, I love having him to be honest. Um, I know at first he was kind of like, you know, he was Sydney, but I
Yeah.
feel like I'm rubbing off on him. I'm rubbing off on him. Um,
Yeah. All of a sudden he's got a blonde hair and everything. He's being
I'm
nice.
teaching him all the lingo. He knows how to clock it. He knows how to eat. Um,
He's giving out free T-shirts.
My teacher doesn't want to do the clock it.
you
She's
see,
like
he
she's
was so
like I don't
fast to
want to
be
do the clock
like,
it
clock
thing.
it.
I always
But
go up to her, and she's like, no.
no, yeah, he's super fun. And like he's always down to help me if I have questions. And he just helps me like to believe that I'm really the best.
Hey, we know you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that you are the best.
Oh, thank you.
Right. And that's great because honestly, I love Bacabella. Like she probably hears about it too much, and she's probably like, "Shut up." Like even when he's like
I can't
doing
talk though.
evil, mean things, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I still a lot of his time. We went to I went to the Vacation Land Cup, and Bacabella came out to Freebird, and it was one of the coolest damn things I'd ever seen in my life. Holy crap! And him like his whole shtick where he's like, well, I got a winner here. I'm like, I love this. I just love that raw, unfiltered energy. You know what I mean? It's so undeniable to just be in a room with a man who's like, I'm gonna say what I think, and I don't care if you like it. You know?
No, yeah,
So
he's
I
he'll tell you whether you
right.
don't want to hear it or not.
So I could see why a man like having a guy like that around is like, hey, he's already up here. You got to stick up with him, and like he's gonna bring. He's not gonna knock you down. He's gonna be like, hey man, you're up here with me. Let's go. So
Exactly. Yeah, he's great.
you want to ask the next one?
Oh yeah. You've also tagged with Shannon LeVangie as part of To Die For. How does that dynamic work, and what's it been like sharing the ring with her in singles and tag scenarios?
Shannon LeVangie, she's great. I love tagging with her. I feel like our dynamic is just I don't know, we're just how would I say that? Not like we're happy to be here. Like we're happy to be here, but like I don't know, we're both just down to do like whatever. Like she'll like say, I'm down to do this, and I'm just like, oh, let's do like let's get it. So like she's very like spontaneous, and I love that about her. Um, and she makes me like just want to be spontaneous too. So
Right. We had her on the podcast, and we were trying to say, hey, maybe we should take Paris to Paris, right?
Oh yeah.
We were talking about our road trip ideas, just because essentially Shannon realized in that moment that there hasn't been too many non-wrestling trips for you guys. So
no, I feel like
most-
yeah, we're always just traveling for us.
it's always right. It's always work related. And I was like, maybe take Paris to Paris. And if you can't afford Paris, France, go to Paris, Texas. I don't know.
I don't think she would like Paris, Texas.
Just like no means no. Get out of here. Um, so you know, it is. I just wanted to ask about this because we were both shocked but excited because we hadn't seen anything about you being at the Wrestling Open forever. And you were able to go last night. Unfortunately, at least according to the internet, you lost. I didn't get to watch it yet because I was working. I ended up taking a shift. I was like, I'm going to go to work. Uh, but how long had it been since you'd been at the Wrestling Open?
It's been, if not a year, almost a year. It's been a while. It's been a while. But you know, the people of Worcester, they love themselves a skinny legend.
Right?
They were there. They were there.
Yeah, it's funny as when I was thinking about it yesterday, I was like, I don't think I've seen because we go to all kinds of shows. We go to Focus Pro and Fight Life and
Chaotic.
well, every single chaotic show since like July. Okay, I think everybody knows that. Rad Pro, etc. We go to a lot of shows, all right? And I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, I haven't seen Armani Kayos at anything else besides chaotic in quite some time. So,
Yeah.
well, I was actually pretty excited when we saw your name on the email that we get every day. Well, at least I get the email every day.
Yeah.
Seeing that he's going to be there, we were like, oh, 23 Hazard. No, I'm just kidding. But we were excited because that is a much different vibe. But for you, especially going back now to something like the Wrestling Open while being the chaotic champion, is there a different dynamic for you at all? Is there any kind of maybe a better confidence for you?
Um, I think the main difference is like I know at Chaotic I got the people behind me. But like everywhere else, it's like this is me like showing them like who Armani Chaos is. So I feel like I am starting from like the ground up. Um, but yeah, I definitely am trying to get out there more this year. I feel like I had like, life things that like kept me in only doing chaotic for 2025. But 2026, like we're out and about.
We are in the K-tastic era, my friends.
Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! We're going to be there as much as we can. Just sometimes we have school nights, unfortunately.
I feel that. I feel that.
So we can't drive down to Worcester. But you know what? Hey, summer's around the corner, my friend. There you go.
I don't like summer because it's too hot, but
Well, that's where you're going to
No
be
school.
indoors.
sometimes
Hopefully.
there's not indoors.
Hopefully. Well, speaking of summertime, and I just actually sent this email out, so maybe I could say it. You being the champion and being clearly I mean, you never actually graduate when you're a wrestler. You're just always continuously learning, right? What advice do you have for a person like me who very soon is going to be starting at Netball?
Oh. Um, I would say, hmm. I would say my biggest advice would be to come as often as you can. Because the more you come, the more time in the ring that you get, which like just builds the more skills that you have, and then the faster you progress. Um, but like also know like I would say before like starting, just like know what your goals are and like where you want to get to, because that also like determines like okay, if I know I just want to do this, just to have some fun, like keep a hobby around, like maybe I don't need to go so often, like maybe once or twice a week, that's fine. But like if you're like trying to make it to like the main goal that everyone wants to get to, like come like maybe the 4 days or 3 days, but just come and like just be open to learning anything, I would say.
I think that's wise advice. Just And you could say that's wise advice for life as well, right?
Yeah.
Just be open and ready for anything because you never know.
You
But
never know what's gonna happen. Be ready for anything.
yeah, the funny thing is the last crossover show we did was actually with Dijak, and he was I think his part of his advice was show up on Wednesday so I can be your coach. Um,
Yeah,
so
I
he
mean,
could
he's
be
our
my
coach on
coach, I should
Wednesdays.
say. Right? Um, but he did also try to tell me to not, well, number one, not bury myself before I start. But yeah, I think it's the part of all this with especially with my show is to just kind of get people thinking about the idea because there are actually, believe it or not, a lot of younger wrestling fans that have been
Hmm.
talking about who maybe I should also get in the ring. And I don't
Oh
want to.
yeah, for like our fantasy camps, we get people who are like 14, 15.
Yeah,
They're like they want to do this. So I mean, I wish I started that early, but I wasn't even watching at that age.
yeah, right. And we all got there when we're supposed to.
Yeah.
And you're the Skinnyweight champion of the world, so you got there on time, right? You're doing it all right, my friend.
I'm
All right,
here.
there you go. So, we did talk about we're gonna be getting that merch. I can't wait to get those. One other thing I was genuinely curious about because I went back and I started seeing videos about this like intergender matches that I think were down in New Jersey that like you and Shannon were traveling for in like 2024. And there was some other like really um interesting stuff that was, well, I should say different wrestling promotions that are popping up lately. Are there any of the newer wrestling promotions outside of like let's say the Wrestling Open that you have your eye on?
I think right now I just want to get anywhere. Because like I in 2025 I really was only doing like rap pro and chaotic. Like I'm just open to doing whatever. Like I don't really have my eye on like a specific place. Anywhere that wants to become K-tastic can really just become K-tastic at this point.
Good, good for anybody to know, just in case they
Yeah,
want to see you and buy some merch, right, guys?
exactly.
That's where I was going with that. I know we definitely, what is going on today? BST,
No, wait, what? No, I don't know.
Rebel Spirit,
Rebel.
Rebel Spirit.
Yeah.
There's guys like Mortar and Seabass that are over there. We've gone to Fight Life and use Mortar, and once again Mortar and Seabass are there. Shannon's there. Milo Mira. There's plenty of Nepwa strong all over the place at different
Hmm.
spots. It's always great to see them because you just can't be disappointed by Nepwa. I think that's my opinion.
Period. I know that's right.
It's the only other thing that is kind of conflicting at times. And I'll say this almost every podcast as well is we in New England are spoiled because we have so many amazing
So
schools.
many.
We have so many amazing wrestlers. We have so many amazing, shows, events that are incredible. I mean, just coming up on the 27th there's a Lucky Pro show and a what is it? Who is the other one?
I don't
Well,
know. What are you
obviously
asking me?
chaotic. Obviously chaotic.
There's
Obviously
like
chaotic.
500
We already
shows
got
that
tickets, so
day.
we're gonna be at chaotic. But there's a Lucky Pro show which has some Nepwa students on there, and even Anthony Green, who's a
Mhm.
Nepwa coach. Um, and oh, it's Beyond Wrestling. Silly me. Beyond Wrestling has a
Oh.
show at the same time. So there are so many times where we go and we're like, chaotic always gets first dibs with our money. I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah.
you. Um, but there are times where we're like, oh, but there's a really good
There's
show
so
going
many good
on.
shows, yeah.
And so it does open up those possibilities. And it's crazy when you see, I don't want to throw out too many names, but see certain people, maybe they're working ring crew at this show, but they're a champion at that show. And
Mm.
it's, there's so much mingling and there's so much networking that's involved. And then there are things like, we see Shannon on Wrestling Open like every Monday, I feel like.
Yeah.
She's killing it
There's,
over there.
right? Definitely. I got to be a special guest ring announcer for the Wrestling Open on Thanksgiving, and I actually introduced Sean Vegan Keegan,
Oh,
and
how was that?
it was incredible. It was completely incredible. It was awesome. Sean didn't necessarily know I was going to be there, but he was on the podcast just the week before, or whatever it was.
Mhm.
So when he saw me in the ring, he was like, "Nice to see you, buddy." He was the heel, so he couldn't really, you know what I mean. He just gave me the
Yeah,
wink.
yeah.
So that was a lot of fun, which is one of the reasons why I was like, you know what, it's time for me to stop pretending like this isn't what I want to do with my life. So it is. It is. And I can't
And you're
wait to
signing,
start.
you're starting soon, so period to that.
Right, right, 100%. Now, my question is, and this goes into the idea of, you know, 2026 with this K-tastic era. Is there an opponent this maybe for chaotic that you are looking forward to, that you feel like you want to show the world what you could do, or you could have a great match with?
Mm, I think what I really want, like, I don't want to like have like any like specific like opponent. I really just want to go out there and like show the chaotic faithfuls that like I can carry this business. Like, I really want people to like feel like they are on this journey with Armani Chaos. I feel like I've done so many things in chaotic and like um, just been like so many. I've been Panoptic champion. I've been tag team champion. And now I'm the Skinnyweight chicken man. So like I don't know. I just want people to see that like I'm here. And like I'm down to wrestle anyone. And I just want to have great matches.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be there watching them, recording them, and taking pictures, so we can't wait to watch them for sure. Have you thought about what could be the future for Chaos? Like the idea of maybe WWE ID? I mean, Ricky Smokes, shout out to Mr. NXT, right? We got guys like going out of the Wrestling Open all the way up to AEW.
Mhm.
Is there a long term goal with that? Maybe you'd end up in one of those.
Um, I guess a contract is a contract. I'm gonna take a contract.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, money talks, right? You can't really. You could say a lot of things in this world, but money always gets the first ear.
Mhm.
No, don't want to Hulk out. Don't want to Hulk out right now, but you know. I mean, I do need to get this dry clean, but that's not the point. I'm just kidding. What? And here's a fun one we'd like to ask sometimes. What is something that would surprise fans about you?
um, Something that would surprise fans. I feel like a lot of people probably don't know, but like I am a I wouldn't say big, but I am a gamer. I do love to play me some games. Um, if I'm not wrestling, I'm probably at home playing video games. Yeah, that is my life.
What do you
But I
what?
feel like that's not like something like when you see me, you would be like, oh, okay, he's a gamer.
No, that's a valid point. I actually, you know what? I was actually kind of surprised. TJC, he was on the podcast and he said the same thing. He's like, "Oh, I'm a big gamer," and I was like, "Oh, I would have never guessed in a billion years." To be honest with you, I wouldn't have. What are your go tos? Fortnite? What are we talking?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm more of like a no, I don't really play Fortnite, but like I love to like. Oh my God, this is like a big like. I don't be telling people this, but I love to play like plane simulations and like city builders and like Sims, those type of things.
Classic. You know it's funny. See, because I'm an old man, right? I'm 40. I'm 40. Okay, I'm an old man. So I had to play video games on an Apple IIe computer with little floppy disks back in the day, right? And Honestly, those were some of the best games. Were the simulator games like Sim City and stuff. And
Yeah, I
then
love them.
in early 2000s, me and my ex, we got heavily into The Sims. Ridiculous hours. I couldn't even probably
It's
like a
addicting.
thousand. We got the mods and we would like we would down because back then you could really jailbreak games a lot easier. There wasn't as many restrictions, so we
Hmm.
would just have. I downloaded every single WWF WCW wrestler, and I'm just like, there goes Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's living in the same house as Sting. Um, it was wild, but yeah, I could see that. Those are more of a mental thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you got to really think, especially like the flight simulators. They're very you got to actually know what you're doing to an extent. So
It kind of makes me want to go learn how to fly an actual plane, but I'll stick to the simulation for now.
stick to the simulator.
Yeah.
um, I mean, to be fair, I do know a guy. So if you ever wanna, I can introduce you. He's a great guy.
I just bought Minecraft.
You just bought Minecraft. I
Yeah,
think
to
that's a
play
little
it.
different, but
I know. I'm saying I bought Minecraft for me to play with a friend.
oh, are we trying to shout out the friend
Minecraft is fun.
No.
because he's Nepal related? No, I'm just kidding. We didn't get that. We didn't get the permission, so I'm not going to shout out the friend because I know he's Nepal related. What what do you want the fans to know about this K-tastic era? I'm very you talked about the idea of like you're going to be having these matches and you're going to be um showing yourself. Is there any metamorphosis I should ask? Like is there another lever you're going to have to hit to keep doing this? Like
I think I just want to go out there and show everyone. The main thing with being K-tastic is just, being over the top, being flashy, larger than life. So I want this I want this new era in chaotic to just be over the top, flashy, and K-tastic. Like it will feel different. Y'all will see. We will see.
all
I
right.
can't give everything away, but we will see. This
I
era's
have
gonna
no secret
eat.
recipe, right?
This era's gonna eat.
Yeah, I was like I was once again enough to give away the secret recipe, but I was like, oh, I wonder if because Mortar would greet the fans and kick open the door, sometimes get in trouble for doing it too soon. But I was kind of like, low key, I wonder if there's gonna be a day where you're kicking open the door and be like, let's go. One thing, and I could probably say that we may have been some of the only like chaotic Nepal loyal people there. But we went to Linwood Mania, right? Lincoln, New Hampshire. I was curious though, and even Chase said this at one point because it felt like a different company altogether. Like there wasn't the average where I felt like I was in a parallel dimension. Amy wasn't at the front to say hello. So there was a bunch of different kids I've never seen before doing the snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Other people were doing the door duties and stuff, so it was very weird. I felt like we walked into a different multiverse of sorts. But I was curious as the performer you are, is that like a great challenge for you to be able to try to suck in a brand new crowd that may not even know anything about professional wrestling?
Yes, I would say yes because there's always the chance of you going out there and like them just being like, "Ooh, we don't know you, so we're not gonna react for you." Luckily, I don't really have that issue too often. Not to be like that person, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's just an aura like you just want to cheer, and like I don't know.
Yeah, and everybody says DJ sucks. So
I mean, they weren't.
Oh yeah, that was happening a lot.
that was happening a lot. I mean, to be fair. Also, I don't get it. Why does everybody hate Brendan Paul? He seems like such a nice guy. I don't know. So
You know what's crazy? I meant to ask him. I meant to ask him that because I feel like whenever like they say in your ref for this match, Brendan Paul, he always gets booed, but I don't know why he gets booed.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm always confused. I'm like, he's
What?
good. He's good at his job.
He's good at his job. How many different places we've seen him be the ref? Like, why the hate, man? I don't get it. That's why I knew there was a couple of people that we weren't the only people that actually knew chaotic wrestling, because he shows up and they're like, boo, and I'm like, even here? Why? Should have figured out who that was and ask them nicely why they said that, is what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was thinking. Ask them nicely. Like, excuse me, why don't you like Brendan? What's up, bro?
What did Brendan
Seems like
do?
a nice guy. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but he seems like a nice guy. So... You started whispering something. I thought you were trying to tell me something.
No. I was just saying, and that's on period. Sorry.
And that's on period, yeah. Okay, boom.
Hey, I told you not saying that.
Life is sour, then it's sweet. All right. You know what? Actually, you know what? You brought up the song. I have to ask you, who is the guy in the opening that says that phrase? Because he has such a cool voice. I gotta know. What did you say? He's like talking about it, and then he says the K-tastic lifestyle or whatever, and I'm just like, who is this guy?
There's the way to live life.
Yes.
Yeah.
He sounds like a cowboy from like a 50s movie, but then he says your catchphrase, so I'm like, it's not Clint Eastwood, I can tell you that much.
Do you guys remember LS Spartano?
Yes.
It's him.
Oh.
Because, he kind of gave me like that Batman vibe. And that's what I was kind of looking for when I wanted someone like to say the whatever.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to show her later what's that about. We'll have to show her. But, yeah, see, that's great. Because he gave that, like, dark, deep voice.
Right?
And I'm just like, this sounds like something I would have heard in a speech in, like, a spaghetti western movie, right? But he says your phrase, so it's not like you could have sampled it, right? But my brain thinks spaghetti western, Clint Eastwood guy. And I'm just like, what's going on right now? Where did this come from? Every time. I'm just like, oh, okay. I love asking people about the songs because there are so many people that, it could be very personal to them. You know what I mean? I mean, you speak in it. So it's like, all right, that could have been a whole experience for you. You never had a song before. Now you have a song, and it's being played 65 times in a row on what is that app you use? Spotify. And we are on Spotify. Should have probably remembered that one. But it's just like, it seems like a fun thing, right?
Honestly, I wasn't like in a studio or anything. I kind of just recorded it on my phone and was like, they kind of just told me to say the lines that I want to say and then send it to them. So I didn't get like I didn't go to a studio or anything, but it was like fun, like him sending me back like the samples and being able to be like, like I don't really like this, but like, can you change it to that? But like when I first was creating this particular theme song, I just knew I wanted the opera music. I don't know why, but the opera music was just, I knew I needed it.
Right. It gives it so much ambiance and like presence, Tell me I'm wrong, but
it's so good. Like every time I think, do I want a new theme song? I'm like, no, I can't change it.
It suits you very well. Well, I don't know about you. This has been fun. I feel like we can shoot the breeze all day. Like we're just like chill right now. It's like mad chill vibes. Like we're just sitting at home, like having a conversation. Like we're just like, oh yeah, there's a camera. My bad.
Yeah.
Whoops. JJ, give him the good one.
What would you like to say to all the kids who look up to you?
Oh. I would love to say dream big. There is never anything that you can't do if you put your mind to it, and that's on period.
He did the thing. I cannot wait to put that on the YouTube and everywhere, just like that as the clip everywhere. The social media, just put it everywhere.
That's on period.
That's just I'll just repost that 7 times in a row, and I'll be like, I don't need anything else. This is what I need to sell this show. There you go. She's got the thing. I don't even know what that means, but I'm just old. What do you want to do?
I don't even know what it means either. I just do it because why not?
Hey, you got Shannon to do it with you. That was fun.
Yeah.
We love Shannon.
You
She's
have
so
Shannon
cool.
clocking it. I don't know.
She did. She was on the show when she did that. It was great. See? Just keep going. So, it's sad to say, but we're running out of time here, guys. Once again, thank you so much for being on the show today. We were very
Thank you for having
excited to
me.
have you. You may or may not have a future person who helps you sell merchandise in the future or anything like that.
They're coming. They're coming.
There you go. I am excited, I have a bachelor's degree in digital filmmaking and video production, so I literally have told people, I don't care if you make me the damn water boy. I am as couldn't come in more humble without ego or whatever. Despite the fact that I would assume people would think I'd have an ego because I do a podcast and I wear nice jackets. I think it's a nice jacket, okay? Don't leave me the face.
What? I don't even know what I just did.
So I don't have that, but I'm very excited to be able to join the Nepwa family very soon and hopefully not make an embarrassment mess of myself. But
We all do.
right? You got to start somewhere. But we are very excited to have you as with all due respect to Mortar, we love Mortar too. We are very excited to have you as our Skinnyweight champion of the chaotic wrestling world.
Yeah.
We cannot be more excited, especially now that it seems like chaotic wrestling is doing 3 shows a month now.
I know, it's like every other week.
Every other week, yeah. It's like
Yeah, I might have went to all my friends. I'd be like, Armani, did you know? I should tell you, Armani's the the Skinnyweight champion now.
Yeah.
And I did that with Shannon too.
there may or may not be an entire school in New Hampshire that knows a lot about Nepwa, even though they've never watched wrestling in their entire lives.
My teachers always bring up wrestling randomly. They're like, why don't you write this thing about wrestling? And I'm like,
Yeah, it's true. They wanted her to do an English, was it English?
English assignment?
And they were like, just make it about wrestling, bro. You
And then,
just get over it.
That makes it easier because
It
now
does.
you can just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was a Shanny, right? It was about Shannon.
Shanny, not Shanny, Shannon.
Oh, it was about Shannon. Shannon Sr., I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not Shannon Jr. Love it. Once again, super chill vibes. It's been super awesome having you. Everyone, make sure that when the merch drops, you buy shirts number 3 and 4 because we already claimed 1 and 2. Okay? And once again, we thank you so much for being here today. It's been mad chill, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Right? Which is ironic because I'm a hype guy and you are very, energetic. So the fact that we both stayed here, I was like, how did we do that? How did we pull this off? I don't get it.
We did that.
We did it. They didn't believe it, but I did it. Oh, you did this, guys. So, everyone, give it up for the Skinnyweight champion of the world.
Anyway, champion.
Exactly. Thank you so much. The next episode is actually going to be with, I believe, Patrick Saint. We do have feelers out for possibly Sydney Bacabella, Love Doug, super fan John Austin, maybe Ox Adams. Maybe, yeah, Gabby is supposed to be on the thing as well. You would know. Yes. As you would know, sometimes it's really, people want to be here, but they have lives and stuff, and it's difficult. So we do not take it personally. We understand. I have 5 jobs currently, so I genuinely understand if people are busy and they have to go make money or do whatever. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I am an adult and professional is professional. So those people are on the we will get back to you when we know a date list.
Well, I hope they all get back to you.
100%. So once again, thank you so much, Armani, and for everybody else, we'll see you soon.